healthy bounty for Ringo and Curly Bill, and realized there was real money to be made. That's why I went after Henry Plummer.
Episódio 3.
Now, wasn't he the sheriff who augmented his income by shaking down miners and robbing gold shipments?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He ran that gang of thieving outlaws called the Innocents.
So it's true that you went toe-to-toe with him?
Indeed I did, son. Indeed I did.
Indeed I did, son. Indeed I did. Indeed I did. Carregando. Essa trilha sonora é muito boa, né? Vamos lá.
I knew I needed resources if I was going to track down Roscoe Bob Bryant, and hunting Plummer looked like a good way to get rich quick.
Vá até a
As the
mina.
local vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits, and put a generous price on his head.
Tá mais alto que minha voz de som? Deixa eu baixar
Plummer
aqui.
rallied his gang to
Baixei
plunder
pouquinho, vê se
one
melhorou.
last gold mine before making their escape, and that's where I thought I'd find him.
Baixei pouquinho aí. Melhorou? Beleza. Valeu, mano.
It makes me nervous standing so close to all these goddamn barrels of gunpowder.
Why would you be nervous? No one has the cojones to come after us. As long as you don't light up a cigar, we're fine.
Yeah, besides, George is up there on the rocks with that rifle of his. Nothing gets past
Nada aqui não? Fica ter algo escondido aqui.
As my late father pointed out to me more than once, God made men, but Samuel Colt made them equal.
Aonde isso? Ai, filha da puta.
I knew that dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the polite thing would be to return it.
Fuleiro of Juarez. Esse é o Fuleiro of Juarez. Call of Fuleiro. E tem muitos itens aqui, hein? Sei não. Pegar segredo, pega aí. Rifle pela espingarda. Prefiro o rifle, hein? Acredito que não é pra cá, né? Pô, será que existe um mundo que eu podia vir por aqui? Não sei. Né? Se todos os fuleiros fossem assim, ia ser ótimo. Pô, tem nada aqui, mano.
It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in '48. Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches. There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold shipments. like those that ran with Plummer. Some were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn by greed and easy
Qual
pick.
que era o botão da dinamite?
Charlie Crow, the blacksmith. James, who worked in the stable. Sam and Jeremiah Barber, the butcher's sons. Ordinary citizens who lived a double life. Stealing and thieving and murdering their neighbors. Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam. Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll. A hell of a lot. That son of a bitch pretended to protect the public with one hand while stealing them blind with the other. He set up a defensive perimeter which I had no idea how to breach.
Não, trocar não.
Plummer wants that asshole dead.
Dangerous, desperate individuals. I was outnumbered and in way over my head, but I was too damn stubborn and stupid to realize it. They must have thought I was tough. Or had some kind of death wish.
Ah, eu vou morrer
There
aqui,
were
mano.
barrels of gunpowder everywhere.
Watch out for the goddamn gunpowder!
One stray bullet, one stray spark, and I'd be blown to hell and gone. Did I have any second
Mano,
thoughts
essa
about what I
dublagem
was
enquanto
doing?
a gente joga é muito boa, velho.
No.
É muito boa essa dublagem.
I thought I was some kind of hero. I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny. But first, I had something I needed to figure out. I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine, but once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance. Made sense.
Certo.
It was the quickest way in, but that also made it more dangerous, as there would undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way.
Nossa, como é que ele acertou esse tiro, mano? Tinha outro ali.
God damn you!
É, filho da puta, não vi ficando.
Once you enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned around. And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it. Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell.
That's it for you!
Peguei o outro lado lá. Salve, Max. Como é que você tá, mano? Seja bem-vindo.
That's it for you!
A single stumble or misstep can easily end in a deadly plunge to oblivion.
I got this!
Onde que eu vi esse puto?
You ain't beefing me.
I will drop you down a mine shaft!
Novo nível. Fúria gelada. Vamos pegar isso aqui.
Quick reflexes often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked. I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to kingdom come. With all that gunpowder and dynamite everywhere, the body has to know what he's shooting at. All it takes is one tiny spark, and boom.
Me matei, mano.
Time to blow your shit.
Não pode errar o tiro aqui, mano. Quase fui de base.
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tube.
F.
I freely admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly insane.
Corre do F. Nossa. Acertou todos os tiros ainda. A morte vem de cima. Literalmente.
It's a good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it.
Ué.
Instead,
Tapeado?
I spotted a
Caralho.
ladder
Fui tapeado, ó. Voltou lá pro
way into
início.
the mine from the opposite side.
Que sacanagem esse jogo, hein? Pensei que eu tava indo no caminho certo, mano. Da
It
hora,
was a
gostei,
long way
gostei.
around, but that approach
Gostei.
seemed more sensible at the time. Of course, being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus out of me. Climbing down that ladder required some caution. Because even though I had a younger man's reflexes, no man can dodge a damn bullet while climbing down a rickety ladder. I needed to make a leap of faith, which ain't easy when you're suspended between heaven and hell. I was determined not to give up, however. As Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to helping me find old Bob. And I had made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high
Opa,
water.
arma nova, coice do diabo. Gostei, hein? Arma nova. Ah, mas logo eles serão
I would have to make a
repostos.
choice. Take the
Os jogos da
elevator
loja lá, logo
or climb the
voltam.
ladder.
Uma hora aparecem outros jogos, relaxa.
I wanted to use the element of surprise. Plus, I figured I could use the exercise. I was warmed up already, so what the hell?
Ai, motherfucker. Eu quero ali.
Plummer was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserved better.
Nevada City? Well, I thought Plummer met his maker in Bannock, Montana.
Right, well, he was the sheriff of both places at one time or another, but that's neither here nor there. The point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
Homem da lei, fora da lei. Hã? você disse? Tem que atirar nas dinamite agora.
They're gonna bury you in a million pieces. It's just getting worse and worse for you.
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was gonna take some doing.
You can shoot, but can you aim? Ooh, get out here! Lucky shot! No blood money for you today! Damn it! I need some help here! Come on,
não,
boys!
filho.
Take this cocksucker out!
Agora vai ser foda, hein?
That's right! Run!
Deu puto.
I'm going all medieval on you!
F.
You can shoot, but can you aim? Lucky shot! Keep picking me off! See what it gets you! You ain't taking me!
Morrer? Não! Morri. Caralho, que difícil.
They're gonna need a dustpan to pick you up! Why don't you just join the circus? You ain't taking me! Catch this, you son of a bitch! Nice shot! Then you can't do it again! No blood money for you today! So you can shoot, but can you aim? They're gonna bury you in a million pieces! I can shoot too! Keep pissing me off! See what it gets you! You killed an innocent man! I'm going all medieval on your ass!
Caralho, não tô vendo o que é. Que é chato, hein? F. Ah, que mentira. Esse maluco é chato, hein?
They're gonna bury you in a million. You ain't taking me. What do you think you're doing? I can shoot too. That one, finish! No blood money for you today. Nice shot. Bet you can't do it again. I'm going.
Oh, that's
Finalmente.
how Henry Plummer died.
Olha que
Him
chato.
and his crew were worth their weight in gold.
Essa demorou.
Now, I was officially a bounty hunter.
Da hora. continuar.
So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself.
John Wesley.
Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself.
Vamos lá.
I dodged death many a time, and that night in Abilene was no different. I was there with the intention of finding that bastard Bob and collecting the bounty on John Wesley.
Olha lá, bagulho. Já começa no tiro porra de bomba, ó.
I thought the Texas Rangers got Hardin.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe. It was cold and a witch's tit and a brass bra that night
Oh,
as
bora,
I
dá pra
fought
entrar
my
nesse
way
bar, mano?
past his loyal compadres.
Acho que dá, hein? Tem bagulho lá dentro. Coisa lá dentro pra pegar.
To the very
Ah,
same saloon
nossa,
we're
olha a
sitting
entrada
in
aqui,
today.
cara, que cego.
Look around and imagine this place painted in blood. Hardin was waiting for me. And
Nossa, que cego, né? Clássico Velho Oeste.
wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch. He deserves that much. Don't you think so, Ben? John Wesley Hardin was a killer. By the end, he confessed to taking the lives of 42 men. He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them.
Shit, it's cold out here. Freezing my giblets off. Ain't right we gotta stay out here keeping watch like this.
Ain't nobody stupid enough to go after Hardin anyway.
Eu consigo fazer stealth?
Better 3 hours
No.
early than a minute too late.
Acho que não. Não.
Shoot that son of a bitch!
They didn't ask why I was there. They knew. As most of them were wanted as well. I figured Hardin was here somewhere, but to get to him, I'd have to get past his gun hand. And that was easier said than done, as most of them were as foolish and full of bravado as I was. I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in that camp. He was carousing in town with his closest friends. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the Bull's Head. Some were hightailing it into town to inform their jefe of my unwelcomed presence.
Show him how to die!
Onde?
Hail Hardin, someone's coming for him! Stop that bitch!
Esses caras estão falando isso,
We
mano.
got another law dog.
I wondered if Bob was among them.
Vou subir aqui não? Ah, tem que dar.
And I steeled myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit better.
Eu vou pelas manas. Pra lá. Ué, será que tô indo pro lado certo? Não. Caralho, vim pro lado errado, ó. F.
Before I could test my mettle against Hardin, however, I would first need to dispatch his cadre of hired killers. Most of these degenerates were beyond redemption, but John Wesley might have been a different story. I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration. I think I already mentioned that I found Hardin in this very saloon. Suffice it to say, nobody there was happy to see me. In fact, I felt
Mas
a
quando eu
certain
cheguei antes já não tava tudo
hostility.
destruído aqui?
I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead. But that was short-lived, as a moment later I was facing down the fastest gun in the West.
Agora X1. Matou por roncar e outros 40 por respirar.
I felt a bolt of adrenaline. Or maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him. No, wait! He didn't hit me then. I'm sure of it.
F. Ah, eu atirei antes. Olha lá, que horror, mano. Eu vou morrer. Matrix. Meu Deus, vou acertar um tiro, não? Acabou as balas. Acabou as balas, você acredita nisso? Eu vou ficar até amanhã aqui. Nossa, seria um péssimo pistoleiro. Calma lá, vamos lá, vamos lá, vamos lá. Eu tô usando o AID, a velocidade tá subindo ali. É difícil essa porra, viu?
That man was faster than grease
Na
lightning.
jaca.
But being inebriated as he was, he didn't count his shots. And now, he was at my mercy.
So he didn't die?
No, I sent him to prison. Years later, after he was free, some restless avenger took his life. Shot him in the back, just like this one. Anybody up for another beer? Ben?
Beleza. O maior fuleiro do Velho Oeste.
Thank you, darling. Yeah, some say revenge is a dish best served cold.
So whatever happened to that Bob guy you were after?
Personally, I'd like to hear some of your other adventures. Like, I don't know, did you ever go toe-to-toe with a red man?
Episódio 5 já? Nossa, esse jogo é curtinho, né, mano?
Yes, I did, Ben. I remember once I was after this renegade Apache, Grey Wolf. Strangely enough, revenge was also his primary motivation.
Dança com os renegados.
A bounty was put on Grey Wolf's head, and that's how I came to hunt him in the mountains. Mountains so high they tickled the nether regions of heaven.
Fundilhos.
Grey Wolf was a Chiricahua Apache medicine man who had led a war party in revenge for a massacre against his people. The U.S. Army had attacked his tribe during his daughter's sacred sunrise ceremony, and the slaughter was unspeakable. I understood his anger, as there's nothing more traumatic than seeing those you love die in a cruel and painful death. Right from the beginning, I couldn't shake the feeling that Grey Wolf was watching my every move.
Lembra muito
He
Red
led a
Dead.
band of young Apache warriors who wanted retribution and were more than willing to die for him.
Ganha XP matando pássaro, não sabia.
They saw me before I saw them.
Eita porra. Esse game é da hora, viu, mano?
And it crossed my mind that maybe this wasn't such a good idea. But now that the shooting had started, there was no backing down.
Oxe, se entrar na água morre as ideias. F. Porra. Vou matar todos os pássaros agora. Tá, né?
They saw me
É a água do
before I
Frostpunk.
saw them.
Ai, caralho. Travei, mano. Eu tenho um arco e flecha nesse jogo, hein? Isso é da hora.
It was rugged country, the winter home of the Chiricahuas, and that's why they had retreated there. I admit to having some regrets about going after them the way I did. But then again, I got a lot of those.
Morri. Ai, caceta. Nossa, me lembra muito Red Dead 2 essa parte.
Not at that moment, but I did find the entrance to their hideout.
Ou Red Dead 2 que lembra essa porra.
Deep crevice that led to a deeper cave.
Don't tell me you went in there.
Yeah, but it's not out of bravery so much as pure, angry cussedness. See, back then, I had a stubborn streak a mile wide, and I wasn't about to back down.
So it was like pitch black in there?
Actually, it was pretty well lit, as they had torches on.
É, não é pra cá. Lado errado. Nossa, deve estar tudo escuro aí no vídeo.
How big was his cave?
Big as hell, Ben. Chiricahua had hid out there during the Indian Wars. Oh!
Caralho, não tem cabeça não.
They thought it was haunted with the ghosts of those murdered by the horse soldiers.
The cave was haunted with dead Indian ghosts?
To be honest, I was more concerned with the live ones than the dead ones.
Realmente. Preocupar mais com os vivos do que com os mortos, né não?
How come you know so much about engines?
A few years back, I was married to two Mescalero women.
At the same time?
Yeah, they were sisters. Polygyny is traditional among the Mescalero.
So what happened?
Oh, I had to get out of there. Those girls never shut up. Both of them nagging at me all the time. Drove me half crazy. Haven't seen them since.
No, I mean, what happened with Grey Wolf?
Oh, well, I pursued him into the Cave of Death.
Faltou tesouro, mano. Aqui é a área de boss, hein? Salve, Jubileu!
I came upon this flooded grotto, and that's when I saw him. He came to me unarmed and unafraid. His voice echoed in the shadows. And I sensed he meant me no harm.
You carry great darkness in your heart, and if you do not release it, it will claim your soul.
The sound of his voice put some kind of ancient Indian spell on me. As his story unfolded in my mind,
You will come to this place again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything that you are. The soul would have no rainbow if the eye had no tears.
he said I was a great warrior, a coyote man, unequaled by any other pale-faced warrior, or something like that.
The snakes will bite shadows of your past until a venom poisons your heart, and an echo of the song of the dead summons the spirits deep from within the
Olha o tanto
mountains.
XP, mano, que tô ganhando.
I didn't quite get what he was saying, but there was definitely snakes.
Nossa, muita
And
XP,
indeed,
mano.
his warriors surrounded me and attacked me like hungry
Eu ganhei muita
wolverines.
XP ali. Esse não é o jogo da
Stop me,
Ubisoft,
though,
não, mano.
and Grey Wolf wasn't in the mood for idle talk.
Esse é o Call of Juarez que foi de graça mais tinha essa semana. Nossa, errei tudo. Saco, tomei muito tiro besta ali.
I swear I couldn't see
Cara, que
any
jogo
way
bom,
out of
mano.
this trap. But suddenly, one just
Sim,
appeared.
tô jogando teclado
Kind of like a
novo.
miracle.
Porque jogar esse aqui no controle tem que ter um puta de um AI no controle pra conseguir jogar, né?
I felt like I would be lost in that damn cave forever. Finally, I found myself back outside, perched on the edge of a precipice, overlooking a thundering whitewater river. To get where I was going required several leaps of faith, but no way in hell I was turning
Eu
back.
vi a sequência.
I chased after him, determined to make him explain the meaning of all that mumbo-jumbo.
Mumbo-jumbo is right. Are you making this all up as you go?
A few details may be fuzzy, brother, but I am relating exactly what happened to me. There were dozens of Apache warriors aiming at me from on high.
Dozens?
Well, maybe not dozens, but there was a lot of them.
Novo nível. Vou pegar tudo aqui.
At least 3 or 4.
Well, more than that, little lady.
Olha, filho da puta, não vi esse maluco aqui, mano.
I had a steep climb up creek ahead of me and scrambled up those rocks like a mountain goat. I was determined to locate Grey Wolf and find out exactly what the hell he was trying to tell me. And wouldn't you know it, that crafty son of a bitch led me right into a trap.
What kind of trap?
Well, son, there had to be at least 100 Apaches surrounding me.
100?
God be my witness.
Oh, come on. Who are you kidding?
Hey, I believe you. Come on, tell us how it ended.
All right, but I'm not gonna drag this out. Where were we?
You were surrounded by 100 Apache warriors.
Well, I didn't take the time to count them exactly, but there were a lot of them.
Que isso? Filho da puta.
And in the end, a path appeared before me that I had not seen before. I followed it as I desperately needed to find out what Grey Wolf was trying to tell me. But it was like that son of a bitch disappeared into thin air.
Fuleiragem. Caralho, que joguinho bom, mano.
Never did find him. And never did collect my goddamn bounty.
Muito bom esse jogo, você é louco. Muito bom.
Thank you, darling. It's interesting how the truth can sometimes seem might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
Dalton, episódio 6.